gonna give me another one. I'm gonna give me another original. I be running through hats though. I ain't gonna lie.
What do you mean running through like?
Oh, excuse me.
No, because you know after you wear them a while, then I'll be sweating and stuff, and it start getting different color. Yeah, because it's like really no way you can clean them.
Yeah, you can't really
clean them and wash them. So once they start getting fucked up, and then these motherfuckers ain't cheap. Them bitches like now they like $40 $44 a pop, 45 with tax, so it's like 50.
The only time I'm buying a hat unless them bitches is raw.
Yeah, so and then you know I gotta have a different one for the fans.
For the fans, who's fans?
I mean supporters, you know. My bad. I mean Jerry, they say they fans. I call them supporters.
I ain't saying nothing like that. I ain't saying nothing like that, boy. you ain't got me on tape saying nothing like that. You don't try to do me, boy. No.
You don't tape saying.
You gotta hold your own.
Hey, we're speaking of supporters, right? A supporter asked me, do you think people have more than one, what is it, soulmate? Dog, we speaking hypothetically, but do you think? Come on now, let's get some realness going. Because both of y'all look like, man, I ain't answering that shit, bro. You trying to set us up?
No, I was waiting for.
No, you ain't gotta wait for me. Go ahead, do your thing. No. You ain't gotta wait for me. You can go first.
You want me to go first?
Well, the supporter asked the question, so anybody could go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. I think, honestly, I think you do. Because you gotta look at it like this. If they say everybody on Earth has a soulmate, right?
Who is they?
Let's just say that's what most people say. Everybody has a soulmate. So if everybody has a soulmate, it's not equal women to men. So in some type of way, some people might have one, some people might have two. And I think your soulmate is based off like the vibe you give or the connection you have with that person.
So you saying men are gonna have more than one soulmate?
That's what the Bible said.
Hey boy, you ain't got
hey, you gonna go there? The Bible said.
You ain't got no argument for me. The Bible said it, buddy.
That's what the Bible said.
You know what I mean? Unless you believe in something else, do your thing.
I'll go with that's what the Bible said. That's what the Bible said. Spaces, because you always trying to get no, because you ain't hosting right now. This is just a question we ask.
All right, man.
I want to hear you.
I'll go. Do I think you could soulmate? I don't know if I necessarily believe in that, right? So,
okay.
So that's first and foremost. Second of all, I think there's people obviously that even if you're in a relationship, there's other people that if you weren't in a relationship with that person, there's other people that you can connect with. So, there's different possibilities and combinations and whatever. But soulmate, I don't know. I think that's some shit people be making up.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think it's, just to take the word out of soulmate. But, yeah, I think, of course, like if you think about it. If you weren't with your lady today.
You'll have somebody else.
You'll have somebody else. Not probably tomorrow, but soon.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know what I mean? Like, or within a certain given time. Like, it's always possibilities. I mean, so.
I think.
Spaces?
I think, for the sake of the question, yes, there's more than one person that you are compatible with in this world, especially for population purposes. Women outnumber men slightly. It's like, if we're looking at 100% of the population of the world, there's more women by like 0.5 maybe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be naive to say there's only one man for a woman and there's only one woman for a man. But taken away from that, I don't think soulmates are real things, because how many times have people thought they found their soulmate and then they end up separating?
Right.
But that still can be your soulmate though.
If your soulmate, when I hear soulmate, I hear going to be together forever, where our souls are forever intertwined, and because they're intertwined, we're going to be with each other.
Who came up with that concept, though? Once we identify who came up with that concept, where are you getting this information from? Not you, but where's the word soulmate come from? All of that shit becomes BS to me. Like, no soulmate. Like, is it a person that, I decide that I want to be with and cherish and be with for life? Sure. But soulmate, I don't know. Because, as quick as you somebody's soulmate is as quick as a motherfucker is in the divorce room. You know what I'm saying? So, like, niggas say whatever.
The definition of soulmate, what is technically saying? It's just a close friend or like a romantic partner.
I ain't never felt like a close friend of mine. Like, this is, hey, bro, you the soulmate. I ain't just, like, no. And again, it's a definition, so who came up with the original?
That's what I'm saying. It's a person.
Let me see.
Ideally suited to others as a close friend or a romantic partner.
A person ideally suited to another as a close friend or a romantic partner.
Yeah.
But and to that degree, the only people I hear talking about having a primary.
I don't hear niggas talking about
that. Right.
Who? Is
niggas. So I don't hear niggas talking about, hey, man.
I'm looking for my soulmate.
Niggas looking for somebody to smash, man.
If they try to, no, that's true. If they're saying they're looking for their soulmate, they're I'm not gonna say pandering. That's not the word, but they're using that to smash, most of the time. I don't generalize.
Looking for soulmate.
But if you said soulmate, that can put you in a lot of trouble. If you're using that as game to get a woman to smash, that's some dangerous waters. You swimming in, brother.
Game.
But that's what
this whole thing is a game.
That's what women of yesteryear, right? The women that came before our generation. That's what the dudes were saying to them as game, air quotes game. Yeah. They said, "You're my soulmate."
But
we're destined to be together.
That's dangerous, though.
To tell a bitch you love her is like
that's dangerous. Too.
Dangerous,
especially if you don't.
I mean, shit. Either way, like niggas use it all day.
But them dangerous things to do though. Especially if you just smashing and we just like if you really don't feel that way, I don't think you should use that as game to smash, because that's like you smoke you right.
It depends on what game you playing. It's different games. That's the whole thing. Like we use this idea of game, right? The whole idea of game. Mm-hmm. We don't know what game anybody's playing. Mm-hmm. You might have an idea of what game is going on in your mind. Yeah. That other person might have an idea of what game's going on in their mind. Our games may not be the same game. So you might have some people that's really like evil with the game. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where they tell a chick whatever. And on the vice versa, where women will tell a man whatever, you know what I mean, and they get what they want and they'll bounce out too on you. Right? I mean, let's not act like that don't happen. Where women get what they want just as much as men, you know what I mean, or thought they got what they want, and they'll bounce out on you.
That's true. It's all one big game. It depends on, you got to just find your niche in the game that you play.
Exactly. I mean, it's the game of life.
And what is game? Like, if you had to put a definition on it or a synonym for game, what would you?
When I hear game, when somebody say you run a game, it's basically somebody being slimy. Slime ballish. Like you really trying to be slick, right? That's what game is. Like, but playing the game, again, that's what I'm saying. It's different. It's just different context. Different context of it.
When I hear you say playing the game, I hear you. What I visualize is you just going through life. Really, it's like the game of life.
So when you hear somebody say running game, like you trying to be slick. You trying to get over on somebody. You trying to pull one. Right.
So who's to say that you either playing game or you running game? That's the thing.
So when you get a compliment from a woman, so if I've ever got a compliment from a woman, my first mindset is, unfortunately, that's game.
Okay.
Right? Because women in general, or not in general, but a lot of women, they'll build ego up. They know how to do that until it's time to break that motherfucker down. You know what I mean? So it's not. So if you always in your mindset, it's a possibility that this could be game. You know what I mean? They'll have you thinking, God damn it, you're Apollo or something. You know what I mean? You guys gift the women. But then when shit go bad, it's like you the worst thing. You the devil out.
Right. You never was shit.
Right.
All your secrets come out.
all your shit come out.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, you can't do this, you can't do that. All type of shit come out.
So like I would appreciate it. I appreciate compliments or whatever, but it's like I don't ever take it to my head because take it to heart. Take it to my head. I don't never really, you know what I'm saying. I just look at it as, you know, I appreciate it, and then whatever, because I know that they'll build your ego up, and then at a certain point, it's like
they'll have an ulterior motive.
They can have that. I mean, that's like a non-relationship thing. Well, you know, you don't have to be in a sexual relationship with anybody. I'm just saying in general. Like, I don't know if women do that to just, I don't know.
But then another thing is it too, is you always take the humble approach. Like if somebody like throw you a compliment or give you a compliment, and then they say, you know, you did this, you did that. You're like, me? You understand that you got a little bit of what they talking about, but it's like, do I fully have that? And it's like, not that you don't have confidence in yourself that you can do these things or you can't do that, but it's just always you look at yourself with the humble approach because the way you were brought up or the way you were raised. So you always look at yourself with like, I ain't like that for real, am I? Mm-hmm. And then you think to yourself like, maybe I am. Maybe that's why people really flock to me. That's why people like being around me. That's why people like hanging with me or something like that. So you look at it from, you like kind of step out your body and look at it from a whole, like an out-of-body experience. I ain't gonna say, I guess you can. Just look at the whole thing as a whole, like the whole situation, the whole this, the whole that. Just look at everything surrounding that, and you be like, oh, maybe I am like that for real.
So I can't believe I can't think of the specific scene or what was specifically said in the scene, but in Friday, when Craig said they were in the kitchen, and I think Regina King's character, I forget her name, she said he think he got game, and then Craig said I got all the game. Mm-hmm. What do you think? What did he mean by that? Like what did he mean by game?
He's being a little cocky right now.
I think he meant that he can pick up, he can, you know what I'm saying, he can say certain things that's going to be able to woo the women, to bring them in, you know what I mean? And sometimes game is not necessarily being forthright and telling the truth.
Right.
Sometimes game is telling the truth.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a mixture of things. It's not like one thing, but, you know, and you think about it, that's how you kind of move through life, though. You can't necessarily tell the truth on everything. I mean, unfortunately, you would like to, but, you know, you can't sit up here and tell the truth about everything. You rather, think about it, you rather tell the truth about everything or lie about everything?
It's a mixture. It's a mixture.
If you had to.
If you gotta polarize it.
Yeah, you got some mixture.
You polarize it. It's either or.
It's either one.
But
you gotta answer.
No, I don't gotta answer because I was thinking about the game thing and I had a.
Cool. After you answer the game thing, answer that.
That's what.
You rather lie about everything or tell the truth about everything?
Why you gonna put me in y'all answer the shit?
No, this is a question.
We're gonna each answer.
But why you gonna put me first?
Somebody got to answer first, and
I would rather tell the truth about everything. Tick tock.
I'm gonna go with tell the truth about everything. Cause if you lie about everything, won't nobody believe shit that come out your mouth.
And then when you tell one lie, you gotta tell another lie to.
Hey, we all do it. You can all do it. And people, I get people with this all the time, right? They be like, you a liar. I'm like, you are too. They'll be like, no, I ain't. You just lied about you not lying.
Right.
Everybody lies. So you go ahead and stop saying you can't sit up now. When you call somebody a liar, like I just said, that mean like, nigga, you just be lying for no reason. But now when you say somebody lies, and Jay every day gonna try to skip out the question about telling the truth about everything, or
I'm
not.
the one who asked the question.
But about the lie, about if someone calls you a liar, that means like, bro, you just lie about everything and anything just for no reason.
Right.
But if they say you lie, that's just a different story. Well, you lie sometime and sometimes you don't. You may tell little white lies and it's a big difference to me.
Yeah. So to answer the question, I'd rather tell the truth. Anybody who know me, like I keep shit a bean. I don't have a problem with telling you straight up. I ain't gotta lie to you because who the fuck are you, first and foremost? You know what I mean? Let's keep that like that. I think a lot of times though, we lie in order to spare people's feelings about certain things, and that's the only reason. You know what I'm saying? But if I can only pick one or the other, I'm not finna sit up here and just keep lying to you about something. I could tell you the truth about it, and then hey, either you fuck with me or you don't. But I mean,
okay. Well, you said you were thinking about something about the game.
Yeah, the game. Because it's like, sometimes when you say you running game, it's running game to get what you want. So whatever that game includes, if that means you got to tell the truth, that means sometimes you might have to be a little naive-ish to do it, a little slimy to do it, or whatever like that. Sometimes when people say they're running game on something, it's to get what really they want out of the game.
So game is essentially manipulation.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some type of manipulation. But it also can be you being yourself. Like you, just your personality, people will call game. And you have a little bit of lines in here. You have a little bit of this. You have a little bit of ways of you doing things that people might like. Or the opposite sex may like. So they might fuck with you on that ends and they might call it game. But you don't
just more gamey than other though. You could just kind of tell like the game just roll off the person. It's like this person here, just, you know what I'm saying? Like you could tell like they're not really. Because I feel like okay, like you just said, everybody got a little game about them.
Yes.
Or can have a little. Some people are gameless.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So, but
yes.
You could tell a person who's kind of real gamey. You know, and I think a lot of times, especially the age that we live in. I don't think men understand how gamey women can be. Like they, you know, you get a compliment from a woman, this nigga think he fly, you know what I'm saying? The first woman then told him he got a big dick. This nigga's believing it. Nigga, hey, just shut your mouth.
Just take it for what it is.
Take it for what it is, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it's like niggas don't know how to understand. Hey,
who got the most game, men or women?
Well, this is
I already know who got the
women got the most game.
Women
from birth. All right, I got daughter. I mean, my youngest daughter, she is so gamey. Like, you know what I'm saying? So cute, but gamey. You know, boys, I feel like you got to learn to adapt as you get older. You kind of got to work and fight.
You be naive to a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Women like they come out with it.
Boy, girls
like,
come
Daddy
out
gonna just
out
give me what
the
I want.
game.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's funny because it's like when I be looking at, because I'm examining her, right? And I'm examining my other daughter. And I'm like, they just real gamey. Like, they just come out the womb like this. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. But, yeah. I mean, and I compare it to, like, my son.
Yeah.
My son, he's not...
He's just naive to a lot of stuff. He's just not naive. It's because it's the way with mine, too. Because mine is starting out to... What the fuck? It's a girlfriend, right? So... And it's like, now that, you know, when, how can I put this, man? Putting this all shit out there. It's like, you know how you had the things with your significant other, going back and forth, the little, what's it called? And he be sitting there like looking like, but now he's like, I see what you be talking about now, Dad. Because he got one now, and motherfucker just asks a simple question like, what do you want to eat? Motherfucker be like, I don't know what you want to eat. I don't want you to do this. But technically you do want me to do this. So why don't you just tell me what you want me to do instead of just saying, you know, pushing it off and stuff like that. So now he's kind of seeing that as he get older and he's in high school now. Now he sees, you know what I'm talking about, when you start realizing like, what the fuck I got into?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I didn't have like a girlfriend coming up through high school. It was just...
But when you start really interacting with girls, when you start interacting with girls,
I ain't had nobody else holding hands with walking down the hall in school. That wasn't happening.
Yeah. But when you start realizing when you start interacting with girls though, you start realizing what's going on though. A little bit.
Yeah. No, once I mean, I think women don't know what they want to eat. Literally, they don't.
Just threw that out there though. I'm just talking about that.
I'm just saying though.
Yeah.
I mean, since it's, you know, you use it out. I literally don't think they know, but they don't know. They know what they don't want to eat.
That's everything.
Which is everything until it's time for you to get something to eat, and don't bring nothing back. Then they want something. You see what I'm saying? See,
that's a fact.
But you know what? That could also be part of the game because it also might be a control thing. You know,
that's why women got the most game.
They have game. That's why when I deal with them on all levels, all the way, I'm talking about dealing with my mother on down, right? You know, because women have a way of talking and just kind of getting things about you. You know, but because that's a survival mechanism. It's not that to me, it's not necessarily that they're doing it to be malicious, but that's how you survive throughout the years. Is being able to say certain things and move a certain way. You got to use your feminine wiles to get, you know what I'm saying, and do certain things. So, I mean, I get it. As a man, you got to be on your P's and Q's. You have to be able You have to be able to discern, like, okay, this is
cipher through all the bullshit.
Exactly.
What's important, what's not. Like you say, we got to take the motherfucking meat from the bones. Take this
meat
meat off because this is important. But that little bullshit you was getting mad about, I don't give no fuck about that. Throw that shit away. I don't care.
I'm just thinking about this situation, man, because it's. I don't know if I want to call it game. It's just. But it's like it is game, but it's not game at the same time. Just like with this food example, we've had that situation, all of us.
That's a fact.
Countless times, right? So
I've never had it.
You never had it?
I've never had the food situation.
Never had the food situation.
No, I mean my wife will ask me, hey, as far as what you want to eat now, because she's normally making something to eat, right?
Yeah.
So I'm normally the person to say. Whatever it is you're cooking, I don't really have like I'm not a real picky taste bud type of person. Like, oh, I gotta have it. Just whatever you cooking is fine because you cooking. That's enough. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't want to make your day harder.
Right.
It's already harder that you got the kids, that you've been doing all this. So whatever you cook for them,
that's
just
cool.
Cook enough for me, and I'm gonna eat that whatever they cook.
It's not like, hey, go make some lasagna today. Tomorrow, go, you know what I'm saying? Go make this 5 like. Nah,
and then the same question come with, you don't want her in there because she's already standing on her feet making you a meal. You don't want you in there cooking something for me. Then you gotta cook another thing for the kids and different
a whole bunch
things.
of different stuff.
Oh no, you're not doing that, baby. No, we're not doing that.
At my crib, this is it.
Whatever's cooked, that's what we eating.
We eating chicken for the day.
Yeah. We eating duck,
whatever,
goose,
quail,
whatever it is that you deep fried
we,
up in there, whatever you put in that grease or whatever, we eating that.
Yeah, we got this raccoon. We just grabbed that off the side of the road. It was hot.
It was warm as dinner.
Warm, so.
I was thinking of it more on the lines of something like going to grab fast food.
Okay, yeah. No, but even with that, no.
Because it's like, and I think when they ask that question, they're looking for you to make the decision, as opposed to like making suggestions and trying to figure out what it is that they want, listing off all these different Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, Buffalo Wild Wings, or whatever, right? Instead of listening off, they want you to make the decision as to what it is that you guys are going to eat at that point.
You know, my go-to is like, I ask, man, like, what you want to eat? She like, I don't know. We're going to get pizza. She hate that shit. That's the first thing I say. Because if you keep talking about you don't know, when I get to wherever I'm getting to, you going to order some whatever's there.
Exactly.
We're not going to be going and driving all over the place and nothing like that. Well, if I go, you say you don't know, okay, I'm going to go here. Oh, I don't like nothing. You can find something here to eat. Trust and believe if you're hungry. Or you got a car.
My go-to is, I would say my go-to if that happens to me, right? So my go-to is,
you got a car.
If they say, if she leads it with you hungry, my response is nope.
Nope.
So, nope. Nope. So therefore, that puts the ball in her court.
Right.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Versus,
he running game. See? He running game.
Call it what it was.
He running game.
Is it being manipulative?
Hey,
yeah, because he know he hungry.
Point.
He know he hungry. He know he hungry, right? But he don't want to go through this goddamn back and forth. So you go ahead and let her pick, and I'm gonna just pick wherever we go.
Hey.
I'm gonna pick whatever off the menu that I want to eat. I'm gonna just pick that.
I'm not finna get in an argument over no food.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So if I want you can take me here. I want tacos. Cool. We go there. Sometimes I pay. Sometimes I don't. You the one who hungry. Remember? See, this is how they get free food about it, niggas. Niggas don't be knowing, boy. I know all game. I'm all knowing of game, nigga. I was just playing. No.
I love you, baby.
But I know a lot.
I love you, baby. Go ahead and get it cut.
It rhymes. It rhymes.
Bleep. Bleep, we only want that out there.
Bleep.
Yeah, bleep. We don't want that out there, period. We not even finna play with that. We not going through that. We had a good year. This year just started. We had a nice little new year. Hey, run that, man. Run the thing, man.
Just do it, dude.
Just like that.
Like a minute straight, 30 seconds.
The things that he said right here was very detrimental to our lives.
You can leave the all-knowing of game.
Yeah, but bleep that word. He said, bleep that word.
Welcome to the first episode of 2023. Of the KNoWKi podcast. It's your man Spaces.
This your boy Mom.
It's Jay every day.
Man, this has been a great new year for me so far, man. How's it going for y'all?
Hey, man, it's wonderful out here in these streets, man. I don't know what nobody else say or what nobody else think, man. It's wonderful out here in these streets, but we alive. We made it to 2023. We here. We breathing. Y'all, when we walked in here, we done chopped up about 23 minutes or some Some funny shit already. Bleep.
Every day about yourself, man.
Man, I'm having a blast day to day. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So I was able to earlier having these stomach issues, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened. I think it's part of being a truck driver. You know,
What?
you start eating, shit out gas stations and stuff like that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I had 2 sandwiches. We went the first on the way down there. We stopped because it's this place. You got to stop there, right? It's on I-65, exit 220. It's called the Farm, right? So you go down there. Hey, and maybe there'd be a sponsor or something. But you go down there or whatever, man. They got some really good sandwiches. So I stopped on the way down there. Got me a sandwich, some more snacks. Coming back, because we were down there so long, we stopped again coming back, and grabbed me another of the same sandwich.
Hey,
So, today, and then linked up with a couple of my cousins. They are from out of town in Seattle, and they stopped by, and just was just on that toilet, man. So, getting them in.
but then at the same time, too, is you make decent money on Saturday, but you spend all this shit on some food that you should have brought with you or something.
Yeah.
Shit was like $20-something on 2 sandwiches or something.
They definitely hit me with. Definitely got caught for about $25.
Yeah, we don't do that. We're gonna be starving next time, man. No, you know what we're gonna do next time? We're just gonna get some either.
Oh yeah.
In facts, we ain't even gonna worry about it.
I ain't gonna starve.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna starve. We'll get some road.
But yeah, it was a good day yesterday, man. It was a real good day.
So I made it a point to watch the Best Man series.
Okay. How's that going, man? Stacey?
It's actually really good, bro.
That's good.
It's actually
is
really
Monica
good.
Calhoun in there?
Who was that? I don't know her.
That's Lance's wife. Did she die?
No. Yeah, she died.
Oh, okay.
She died in the second-
I forgot.
Yeah, she died in the second movie.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy as hell. I forgot that she did die.
Yeah.
You got in the second one, right?
Yeah, the second one. Yeah.
So who was Lance with in the series? Is he with a woman?
No.
Okay.
No. But it was actually an amazing adaptation, bro. I don't think I've ever seen, like most other series that go from shows or whatever, that go from movie to series. It's a completely different set of actors. It's like Soul Food, right? It lasted, I don't know what, 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah.
Completely different cast. And I had no attention span for it. It was absolutely terrible. It was unattractive, or I couldn't keep my attention on it. So, but this, bro,
It was pretty good.
it was amazing.
Do you think it couldn't hold your attention because of maybe the age that you were? Because I don't even really remember watching Soul Food the series.
Yeah,
It was a series?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Soul
was
Food
with
was-
Boris Cujo and his wife, light skinned chick.
The one that was.
Nicole Ari Parker.
Yeah, Nicole Ari Parker.
Oh,
I think Melinda Williams was in there.
I don't remember that shit at all.
It could have been an age thing. It could have been an age thing. But
I used to
don't-
have the biggest crush on Melinda. My wife know this. What you gotta put
You
out
gotta
that
put
disclaimer.
disclaimer.
You know the girl from The Wood.
The Woods.
Yeah, the main one, the little dark skin or brown skin one.
I got it. I ain't seen Wood in a minute.
Oh shit! Well, one of the supporters gonna be like, "Oh, he pulled out the phone. It's the first time he pulled a phone for real, dude." Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. The Wood.
Yeah, Melinda Williams. Yeah, when you see her face, you know what I'm talking about.
I guess I should hit cast. But oh yeah,
Which
Melinda
one?
Williams.
Melinda Williams.
Yeah, she was Bird
She
in the
low-key.
series,
Yeah,
right?
she's
Yeah,
Bird
she
in the
was
series.
Bird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she-
Bird.
Bird was a hood rat.
Bird was a hood.
Bro, but it was. I encourage you fellas to see it. It actually.
I ain't gonna watch it.
I mean, if you don't, it's cool. But it's just,
I'm just letting you know.
it's worth watching, and it actually made me want to go back and watch the first one because it was some
things you
stuff.
missed.
Yes, because they were saying that Harper, which was Tay Diggs' character, was like super manipulative, and he was always trying to
Running game.
run game, like put his book and his progression first before everything else. And I haven't watched the first Best Man series in movie in a long time. So just watching this series, I'm like, he wasn't manipulative. What?
Yeah,
So
I
I
know.
go back and watch the first movie. I'm like, everything they were saying about pretty much everything in the series was true about every character in the first movie.
Yeah, I mean, you got time to retrospect after about 30 years.
It was. They did way too long.
Would you recommend people just go start watching the first two and then just going into the series and make it better?
Yeah, because it's in chronological order. So
that's what I'm
it's
saying.
not like a Star Wars thing where like the first 3 movies are the end of the. You know what I'm saying?
Man, Star Wars be all over the place. I don't know what's going on.
But yeah, watch the first one, then the Best Man Holiday, then the series because it's one continuous story.
Okay.
No doubt.
Yeah, that was great, man. But so here's a question.
For sure.
Should people follow their first mind, or should they think before they act?
Think before you act with me.
Go ahead, elaborate.
Because sometimes when you follow your first mind can lead you down. Because, okay, say for instance you get into an altercation with somebody or something like that, and you follow your first mind is rage. So you can fuck around and lose your life, they can lose their life, it can be some crazy shit happening. But if you take a second just to think, you'll be like, okay, this is not really worth it, I'll just walk away. Instead of you following your first mind, because your first mind will be rage. Like somebody cut you off or something like that. You ain't been in the car, motherfucker cut you off, and the first thing you want to do is start screaming. But if you think or do something, if you just think about it for 1 second, just 1 second, you just sit in your seat, like just this stupid motherfucker right here, and just keep it moving. But if you react off your first reaction, you'll do some crazy shit.
Okay.
And so I think it's situational, right? I don't think you can pick one or the other. I think most of the times you should be thinking. However, there are situations where, things, like you said, things can pop off, where, let's say you somewhere where people start shooting. You don't have time to really be, no, nigga, your first thought should be, if you are thinking, your first thought is to get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? And run, get to safety or something like that. So, I mean, I think it all depends on the situation because there are times where you just need to be able to make split-second decisions and not sit up and contemplate and really put deep thought into stuff,
I was just going to tell you, oh, no, you got to be black and white. But nah, you can't be black and white on that one. You're right.
I think if we have, well, ultimately, I'll say if we're, I agree that it's situational, right? Because there's a lot of times where people thought themselves out of stuff. Right. And then because they thought themselves out of stuff, they should have therefore followed their first mind. I think if we have 100 situations where somebody followed their first mind and 100 situations where somebody thought before they act, you will see a higher success rate of thinking before acting than following your first mind, right? Because it's like I'm thinking of like a grocery store, right? The when you go in a grocery store, right before you check out, they have all this stuff that's right next to you,
Impulse
right?
buy.
Impulse. They literally call it impulse. When I was working retail, whenever they needed attention to the area by the registers to be refilled, they say, "We need you to refill impulse." And I automatically knew what needed to happen, and where the stuff was, right? Because people, it's called impulse because you're not thinking about it before it's up there, right? Like what they have up there, Snickers. This is predominantly food depending on where you are, right?
Just little small stuff, you know what I mean?
Something to grab on your way out.
Yeah, so it's like they weren't thinking about it before, but they're, because it's here, they'll buy it on impulse. They won't think before buying it because it's just right off the.
Oh, 89 cents.
But you know what else they do too? They always, where the impulse buy stuff at, it be kind of in red. It be some red right there. Sometimes red, 'cause they say the color red makes you think you're hungry.
Yeah, desire.
Yeah, desire something or whatever. So,
kind of like your hat.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that, man.
The color red is proven to
like this is a different one. Let me wear this one.
Yeah, the color red is proven to. How do I say this? Basically, it make your brain think desire. Desire, which is why you see so much red in all these different stores, and they're.
That's why women wear red. You know, it's seduce. Yeah. Red is a seducing.
Red lipstick. It's very seducing.
That's more of the game.
That's the game.
That's the game. A woman with red pumps. Come on, G.
Oh, that's what they call them, red bottoms.
Red bottom.
Spaces don't want to get scuffed up.
I won't even buy red bottoms.
I definitely buy a pair of red bottoms.
If
obviously they won't be the everyday shoe, I definitely would buy a pair. Me, I would. Yes, absolutely.
But it is to that point. When I saw the red bottoms, I automatically my eyes darted to the red bottom, right? Because I saw the shoe and I was about to look away from
and you
the
saw
shoe.
the red bottom.
I saw the red bottom. I was
desirable.
like,
yeah, make it desirable.
They're novel. They're novel, right? I mean, you know, like you got a pair. Is it the red October? Not the red October, but the red foams.
Yeah.
Those are hot shoes. You know, you see something red, it just kind of automatically. The red Corvette. You know, Prince got the song "Little Red Corvette." You know that you know it just draws you to it. A woman with red lipstick, red. That's,
red
you know,
pumps.
It signifies not only seduction but you know sex. So
yeah, man. I think. So would you agree to that though? Like if you have 100 situations of following your first mind versus 100 situations of thinking before you acting, the success rate overall would
probably be.
Think it'd be even?
I think it would be even. I just think what happens is that in situations where we need to be not using impulse and that we need to be thinking, we need to be, you know what I'm saying? It needs to be less of impulse. Like, yo, think about shopping online. A lot of times you go online in the middle of the night, you just whatever. Now you're probably doing most of your buying shopping at night on the toilet, whatever. But it's mainly impulse buy. Yeah. This is why online business is such a boom, because versus you actually getting up, going to the store, you know what I mean? Okay, let me think about it. I see the price. Let me think about it. I put that shit back, go to another store. You know what I'm saying? You see something that might be the same, but it's like, okay, when I'm online, this is all impulse buy. Like, I like to wear cologne and shit. Damn it, all that shit is impulse buy. You know what I mean?
But you know what changed your mind though, real quick?
You
know what changed your mind on the online thing?
What's that?
When you get all the way back to the end, the motherfuckers say $29.99 for shipping. But I don't really need that. Put all that shit back. You just empty the cart. Because when you get so much money, boy, I put all that shit back.
I'm not paying $29.99.
Thank you. You gonna put everything you just bought.
Only time I put something back is unless it asks for like specific credit card information. So I don't want to have to put if it's taking Apple Pay. Or, you know what I'm saying, some type of payment like that, then I'll go here with it. But if it's like, oh, I gotta get up. I gotta go to my pants or whatever my wallet is, and now I gotta go enter information. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, nah, all right, that made me think. Versus just, you know what I mean? Now you making me think my impulse.
Yeah. So and then okay, we're gonna go back to the question where Spaces was talking about thinking before you act and just going off your first mind. I will say if we can take out in dangerous situations, and we just take out that, because you know in dangerous situations it's just quick. You got to react or you will be dead or whatever. So we just take out dangerous situations. I would think thinking before you act would be way more higher percentage rate than just going with your first mind. If you take out dangerous situations, anything that got to do with danger,
right.
Like so, say if somebody's shooting, you can't be like, oh man, what are they shooting at? Why are they shooting? Yeah. Should I run now? Should I stay here? No, I'm not talking about those.
Yeah.
Anything that got to do with danger, you're going to follow your first mind. You're going to get the fuck on. Get the fuck out of that. But I'm talking about anything else outside of that.
You're thinking like business decisions.
Yes. Right? If you think about it before you do it, it'll be a better success rate before that.
You know, I had a dangerous situation where I actually thought the shit through, though. Like, this was... Yeah, it was like a couple months before I got married. And I'm probably told you guys the story. But it would happen in Joliet.
Facts, right? I know what you're talking
about. So, my brother, HPX, DPA, whatever he's going by. But Chicago, right?
Chicago for poetic justice.
Yes, Chicago.
He wanted to go meet a little lady out there in Joliet. You know, it was supposed to be some type of family function. So whatever. I was getting off work. Cool, I'll take you out there. It's no problem. And but something told me it's Joliet. go home, grab your. So I had my on me. And, when I got there, I really didn't like the vibe. These people were younger than me at the time. At the time, I think I could have been 26. So, they was younger than him because he's 3 years younger than me. So they could have been like 19, 20.
Oh, yeah, they don't straight.
You know, that crowd like that. I'm like, I thought this was supposed to be like a, you know, a little family get together. This is a little like some high school type, you know.
Fifi on
like,
the block type shit.
Yeah, but then you had like it was an older gentleman, not even, I wouldn't call him gentleman, but an older male there. And he was just kind of egging on the younger people. Like
the buffoonery.
This dude had to be, I remember him saying his age, he was somewhere in his 40s. You know, so he's older than the age I am now.
Yeah.
So I can imagine hanging out with teenagers or people in their early 20s right now. And he like, yeah, go black up, right? So black up to me automatically means somebody finna go rob you, right? The black Air Force Ones or whatever y'all going by these days, ski mask. He finna go black up. Somebody's finna go black up, right? So I remember telling my brother, hey man, don't go back in the house. Woo. Bro not listening to me, you know, and I understand. He young, you know, he following up behind the little girl. So they come out. Now it's a gang of niggas. I'm talking about, I don't know. It had to be at least 25, 30 of them.
How many?
Huh?
How many you at?
I think held 9 or something at the time. It was enough to get a motherfucker up off me, right? But quite earlier than that, we had walked to the liquor store, and it was the police parked on the corner, right? So I had seen them, and we kind of bagged into their driveway, but it wasn't nobody in front of me. So bro's coming to the car, right? He's coming to the car with the girl, and he say, "Hey, bro, could we drop her off?" At that point, because I see all these niggas, I'm like, "Yeah, come on, let's go." I can tell this shit finna get bad anyway, right? So it's another dude. Like I said, I always call him a little dark-skinned T.I. looking nigga. So he opens up my door.
Your driver door?
My passenger side door. Sticks his head in, right? And do all the, you know what I'm saying? I had the bag on my lap, but he couldn't see, you know, I'm just saying under my pants, but you couldn't really see it. He do all that. Where y'all finna go? Woo, woo. I'm like, I guess take her home, I guess, you know what I'm saying? And he say something, and my brother was like, "Oh, she gonna be good." And then there was another nigga come up behind my brother, snake my brother. Threw him up against the car. Boom. I say, and it was just all slow motion from there. Cause as quick as that happened, it was instinct for me to hop out and just bag up.
Yeah.
And
the distance.
Right. So I knew I had a lot of stuff going on. Right. So I said, in the process, I said, I'm finna get married.
Right. You got a kid.
It was just all slow motion.
Like,
it was like, I'm finna get married. I got a kid. There was a cop on the corner. I started blowing. This nigga, you know what I'm saying? It's a possibility.
They blow back.
At that time, I probably ain't had the greatest aim. I don't want to shoot my brother. You know what I'm saying? But and if I hit one of them, what if they got bangers? There's 30 of these niggas.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? And what happened is that they slammed them into the car, but then they bagged up. And I don't know if they felt because I bagged up, like they bagged up.
Oh, so they knew it was going on.
And I just simply walked into the car, and bro got in the car. Motherfucker, we drove off. You know what I mean? It was that situation, but I really thought it through. You know?
Yeah.
I really thought it through. And, you know, I'm glad at the end of the day I had to attempt to take nobody life.
Right, yeah, because it's like one of the things I was thinking, like, cool, like you got yours,
yeah,
but how many of them are together?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if bro was on the other side of the car, it would have been a little different because I probably would have stopped blowing. But he was on the passenger side of the car. And it was just like...
So bro saved you from probably going to jail. Because you said the police was around the corner.
Yeah, the police.
So if you start blowing...
Yeah.
And anything, and you hit somebody, police gonna be instantly coming around the corner.
Yeah, I mean, and that too. But I mean, it only made sense that he got in on that side because I was kind of parked that way. It only made sense that he would come to the passenger side anyway. But it was just I couldn't shoot at anybody, and knowing that my brother was on the other side, not knowing what they had, you know what I mean? Because I didn't see anybody, you know. But I mean, push come to shove, like it would have been what it was.
Right.
We might not know each other right now.
Yeah.
Right.
But then you gotta look at it too, because if you would have followed, because when your bro said you had a thought on your first line to like, this ain't what it is. I shouldn't be going to this shit. Mm-hmm. You probably wouldn't have went if you really would have followed your first line. No, if you really you had a first thought, but if you'd have really thought it through and sat there for a second and just thought, like, bro, we going to Joliet. We don't know nobody out here. You talking about going to a girl house. Now, even when you got out there, when you pulled up, you know the rule of thumb. Nigga, I pull up. You to my nah, they ain't gonna do nothing to my cousins. No, bitch. No, I'm not going in.
Oh, that was the whole thing. There wasn't nobody outside really.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
We go in. I had to pee. We go in, and I'm. Oh, okay, these is an elder or older people.
So it wasn't nobody outside when y'all pulled up.
No.
Oh, motherfuckers started coming out when y'all came through peeing.
No, we didn't. By this time, we didn't. Like I said, we didn't win. I went inside. I peed. You know what I'm saying? Did what I had to do. We walked to the liquors. I didn't see them, right? So I said, I ain't going. In my mind, I said, I ain't going back in there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go grab my own liquor or whatever. I'm not drinking they shit.
Yeah.
So we standing outside. Me, him, her, these other two niggas or whatever. Car full of niggas pull up, come in, try to shake up all that type of shit. So again, I feel less. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm even less like I'm really on my shit. Yeah. I say, all right, bro, I'm finna go sit in the car. I said, you remember what I told you? Don't go back in there. You know what I mean? Because I knew you go up in there. Now it's just you, and you probably surrounded, but they allow him to come outside. But even then, but when I seen it was him, her holding hands, and it was about 25 niggas just coming outside, I was like,
time to go.
You know, it was, like I said, we was just blessed enough to get up out that situation. He and I have been out in some situations, but
But that's why you got to think about it too, as young men and as men. Period. We can't be going to. I would say this to even my son, like, don't just be going to no female houses like this.
I've always said that.
Don't go to no female. Have her meet you at a neutral location.
And normally I wouldn't go to no just female house. I'm thinking it's cool because it was more like it was supposed to be a barbecue.
Yeah.
Type. You know what I mean? So you kind of go expecting
a barbecue,
and I'm pull up. It's like, all right, nigga, I don't see.
That's where you just go to pick her up. You know what I'm saying? I'm outside. That's that type of situation. Yeah. Well, I'm outside. I'm not going to nobody else.
But it was like, we come in. I'm like, all right, well, shit, I got to piss anyway. I come in. Instantly, I could have left right then and there. It didn't make me never mind.
So how long were y'all there? It don't sound like y'all were there for very long.
Between maybe 45 minutes an hour. We was there enough time where people pull. It was additional people pulling up.
Yeah.
And they trying to shake up.
Study putting up.
Yeah, they trying to
shake up with y'all?
Yeah, they tried to shake up with us, but not and knowing that we not from around there. You know what I'm saying? So they, whatever they is.
And then you say you was in Joliet?
Yeah.
Them niggas want to act like they want to be from the city.
Boy, you tell them something else, boy. Them Joliet, they don't like.
I got family in Joliet, bro. I
was somewhere off Chicago Street or something, but it was right by like a Sitco. I don't know, boy. I wasn't feeling right around that mug. I said, boy, hell no.
Bro,
I didn't felt better. It's two places, Joliet and Rockford. Rockford, them niggas out there got a chip on their shoulder. I don't know.
Yeah, bro.
I feel better walking across the street, Inglewood, to be in them.
For real?
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just something about those little small towns.
They're small towns. They want to be like the city so bad. So their gangster is turned up to the max.
So when they hear you're from the city,
that's what they want to do. That's what they're trying to do.
You know what I'm saying? Let me try him or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't claim to be the toughest motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't even come off with that type of persona.
Right.
So it's like you still want to try to get, I don't know, your
tough
cool
for me,
points.
nigga. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm not on that. I'm trying to go to work tomorrow.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't understand that, but I mean, a lot of times people from the city move to these suburbs. You know what I mean?
It be them little suburban kid, because you always see the suburban kid that be from there, grew up in a nice upbringing, went to a nice school, but he want to hang and be around from the city so bad. He want to be from the city so bad that he would do some dumb shit. Go stand on that in front of a judge and say, I did that shit, to get the credit for that, to go spend the rest of his life in jail.
Good, that's where it need to be. But I'm saying like people from the city move to the suburbs, and that.
Yeah, but they be easy.
So it's a combination of both, is what I'm saying. There's people that
I get
live in the suburbs and trying to act like they a certain life that's opposite of what they were brought up, and then there's people that are actually from the city that move, you know what I'm saying, and bring that same mentality to a completely different area.
Okay, I get you. I understand.
You know but yeah, bro, that's why, like, when he was telling the story, as soon as he said Joliet, I was like,
yeah,
I've
forgot some been in some situations.
Never really been a fan of Joliet.
Yeah, my friend been in some situations though.
Mm-hmm. And that happens kind of growing up. Even when you're in your 20s and being a black male, you get tried so many times where you have to make the correct decision to.
Yep.
And sometimes shit, you might have to bust a gun. And thank God I never had to. You know, but like they say, I'd rather be caught with it than without it.
That's a fact.
Man.
I ain't gonna lie. Yeah.
I mean, I've had it since I was 23.
Yeah. But and then it's
legally.
It just be the situations that we be, and then you think about them now as you in your 30s, because after you get through with your 20s, and you think about a lot of shit you've been in your 30s. I mean, when you get through your 20s and you're in your like mid to late 30s, and you think about all the shit that you was in your 20s, you be like, I could have really lost my life. Like when you sit back and you really think about a lot of shit, and it be like, it wouldn't been nobody's fault but mine, because I ain't had no business doing what I was doing anyway.
Hanging with. You know, sometimes you just, you know, we don't understand sometimes we hanging with different groups of people, like friends of friends, right? You don't know what type of beef that friends of friends are into or whatever. So they'll hop in your car or you'll hop in their car and y'all start joyriding and shit. Like, you really don't know what's going on. Yeah. You know, that's why my parents would always just tell me, you know, keep the amount of people that's riding with you down. Like, don't have more than 3. You know, and as I became an adult, you know, I mean, it's really just me or like with the family. But you're not riding around with a whole bunch of people. On top of that, at my height, like, bro, gas was $5 a gallon anyway.
Bro, I was in Florida, right? And my brother used to hate this because I used to tell him this all the time, too. We'll be finna go, and some of his little friends would be like, man, we're going to jump in the car with you. No, I'm going to take 2 cars. I'm not riding 3, 4, 5, 6 deep. That's, first of all, that's asking for police to pull you over once they look up in there. Because they're going to think y'all on some bullshit. And we would probably not. But I always was taking 2 and 3 cars. I never, ever, you could ask him. He used to be like, why don't you? I'm like, it's just a... And then when dudes see you pull up like that too, like, oh, these niggas on dummy. Yeah. It's just a whole bunch of things that went to your mind. And
I would think the same thing. Motherfucker pull up with 6 people hop out.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like just when you were telling your story just now, like you said
it was a van, like a conversion van full of niggas.
I never rolled like that. And I can't say nobody never taught me that. I just was like thinking about it, like I just did it or whatever. Like that's a lot of shit I taught myself. Yeah, it is a lot of shit. That's good. I just thought about this. That's a lot of shit I taught myself.
No, man, that's what I think about, man, and that's a good point, because I've been in those situations before where like I know somebody and they invited me out to be with them and their friends, and it was just so awkward. Like,
because you don't know them, you don't know
them, don't necessarily know what they talk about. You know what I'm saying? And then to no surprise, they were talking about something that I don't know anything about, no little or nothing about. So I'm just sitting there like awkward, like, okay, you know, can we talk about something that we all, you know? Yeah. So but man,
But ain't that's kind of how we are now though? Cause like we all hang together, we all do certain things. We got a certain group of people that always buy us. We know each other's. We're tight. Yeah. But we all know that each other got another best friend, another group of friends that they fuck with too. Yeah. They come around, we all intertwine, but we know each other, we all get along. Yeah. But it's still up to you that's your friend that you brought, so you know you're responsible for that.
Bring them in the conversation.
Yeah, to bring them in the conversation. Or to even know that, okay, I know this friend don't be on dummy, so I can bring him with me because we don't be on that type of stuff. Yeah. So it's like that type of situation that we be around all the time too. We don't just bring any and everybody around us when we chilling. Right.
Yeah, I feel safe in saying that our friend circle, our individual friend circles, are a reflection of us. So we always, like, when somebody new comes into the equation, or you know, we're hanging out.
It's
just like we all really know each other.
Because that's just the company you keep. That's the company you keep around you.
And we're hospitable guys too, so we know that, okay, this is a new person, so let's not talk about something that's specific to us. Right. So we can all enjoy, you know, each other. I guess enjoy each other's company or have a conversation all together. You know what I mean? There's, like I said, there's awkward.
That's true too.
Yeah, our friend circles are a reflection of us. So,
because what I said, me and my fiance was talking the other day, and I was just telling her, and I know people gonna probably look at me like, "Shut up, man! She's always going there." But, so we were just talking, and I was just telling her like, because we were talking about, you know, just friends that we got. And I was like, I really thought about it. I'm like, all my people that I call my friends that's in my circle have good jobs, take care of what they take of. They're getting money. Yeah. It ain't nobody that's really out here just like, from my knowledge, ain't nobody never said nothing to me that's really hurting for money. Yeah. They're not out here doing dummy. They go take care of their business as a grown man. You take care of your family, do all that stuff. So when people be saying, oh, men are out here doing this and men are out here wilding doing this and men are not taking care, I'm like, bro, I don't know who the fuck y'all talking about. Because all of my homies that I call my homies take care of their kids, take care of their, got good ass jobs. I got a motherfucker now that worked for that's a manager for a company. That just became a manager. I got another one that worked for the city. We work where we work at. I'm not gonna put everybody out of jobs. We just know we making good money.
Yeah.
And we were just sitting up there going back and forth with that, and it was like, I'll tell you another quick story. Then we go back to what we're doing because it's got something intertwined. Because she was on the phone with her cousin, and he was asking because we need like a flower girl or something like that, right? So he was like, "Oh, Ma, you ain't got none of your friends ain't got no kids or nothing like that." I'm like, I don't hang with people like that. What the fuck are you talking about? I got kind of offended. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? I don't have motherfuckers out here just making kids. He said, you ain't got no Nick Cannons. No. Woo. What the fuck you think? Well, hold on. What the? Mm-hmm. No, he was just joking, but I got kind of offended. Like, no, I don't hang around like people like that. Don't nobody in my inner circle is not like that. They take care of their fucking kids. Their kids be with them on a regular basis. So I don't know what these people that they talking about. They might be out here, but they don't fuck with us. And we don't fuck with them.
Yeah. I definitely. I don't. Hey, just outside of us, and then the group that my other group of friends like no, they take care of their kids even if they kind of struggling through life, like you know what I'm saying.
Motherfuckers
like,
doing what they need to do.
I know my homies take care of their kids. Like you can't say nothing about like because. Not all of us grew up with, fathers or a whole proper family how it's supposed to be. So, and some of us did. And they, you can tell, like, by the fruit that they bear that they're going to take care of their children, as much as they can and to the best of their ability. So you're definitely right.
Yeah. Even with that, like, I know somebody now where they're not going through the best situation. And they're telling me that they're trying to figure out how they can go to another state to kick it with some chick, right? I'm like, bro, you don't have no time. Why is that even on your radar right now?
You got kids?
No.
How old is he?
Shoot, I'm roughly 30-ish. Over 30, less than 35, I think.
How far is the state?
No, I don't give no fuck how far the state is. He should not be. That's the last of the man.
Hey, you're absolutely right. I don't think.
You should think about that.
Look, man,
you're in the more part of your money.
It goes with if you can't, take care of yourself. That should be the last. But how far is the state though? Let's be realistic now. Niggas.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's Detroit.
4 hours? Nah, you can't be going no 4 hours.
You know what I'm saying?
What are you, some type of lame? Niggas going through to another state. You got to get through Indiana to get to Michigan, and then you got to go all the way east.
Right?
What, you can't find nothing here. You done exhausted all your. All right.
I'm saying, bro.
You need $80 in gas dollars. He got a car.
You renting it?
He trying to get on the mega buses.
That's you see what I'm saying?
Where you know this nigga?
That's what's bugging me about it. Like that's what to the conversation of the people that we hang around and how we hold the people around us accountable for where they are and all that stuff, right? Because the first thing I said, I was like, bro, going to see any woman shouldn't be on your radar right now. That should be like number 10, 11 on your list of priorities right now. Your
priority should be work, shower,
sleep,
nigga,
work.
Sheep's work, and if you get horny, nigga, that Jergens lotion over there, you don't deserve no pussy.
You might want to practice
abstinence.
Because
but if you got to get it off, go there get that Jergens, but you don't deserve no woman right now.
Hey, boy, you need all the power you can. Semen retention.
You need some discipline.
You need some discipline.
You need some discipline.
That's what I'm like, but yeah, bro. I don't.
No nut New Year.
No,
no,
not November.
Hey, psst, come here, y'all. Hey, Space is gone. Don't tell him I did this shit neither, man. Cause you know how he get. Like, nigga don't like me cussing. Don't like me saying all that shit. He don't like none of that shit. The nigga going to church anyway, man. Tell that nigga to pray for me too. You feel me? While you there. But man, this conversation was going a little bit too long, so we had to break it up. But y'all come back for part 2 of the KNoWKi podcast, man. Thank y'all for listening. Meeting adjourned.